Greetings YouTube and welcome back to my channel. It is like some sort of strange alchemy trying to tighten up a side mirror on one of these old bikes. Anyway, it is day 2 of our reclaimed trip. We are in the Highlands of Scotland, just outside Aviemore. We're going to go and get some breakfast. The sun is trying to shine. I think it's going to be a wet day though. Let's have it. Right, that was a good place to stay. I've forgotten what it's called, Ben. Forces Manor. Yeah. Forces Manor in Kincraig, just outside of Aviemore. It's a hostel run primarily for veterans, but anybody can stay. I don't know. There's lots of young families in there at the moment, but comfortable, nice kitchen area. They seem to be on it, and it was not too expensive given how much everything seems to be in the middle of August in the Highlands. Right, let's see if this old bike starts. Fingers crossed. Why did I ever doubt it? I didn't doubt it actually, I knew it was going to start. I've adjusted this mirror because I spent all yesterday trying to straighten it up. We could be in good shape, I think. I'll just get out of your way and then you can come in. I'll just get out of your way, then you can come in front of me and lead the way. Ben's the only one with satellite navigation. I am completely old school, so old school I don't even have a map because my map is somewhere in France. You know the story. We are off to Aviemore in search of breakfast, and it's very nice not to have the waterproof oversuit on at the moment, but they're both there ready should we need them, and I've got a feeling we probably will. It was raining when we woke up this morning, but it's just stopped, and there's look, blue sky. That's the war memorial that we couldn't find yesterday when we were trying to find the accommodation. Very fitting that the war memorial was part of the instructions to find the place. Aviemore 6. Beautiful. So I was signed up, I'd paid my £250 entry fee to compete in the 2024 GS Challenge in 2 weeks' time. Obviously that's a bit of a problem without a GS or a bike of my own. So I contacted them. They have a strict no refunds policy, and I contacted them last night by email and said, my bike's been stolen, I no longer have a bike, is there any chance under these circumstances of a refund, and I will provide you with screenshots of the police report if need be. And they replied this morning and said, sorry, we can't refund you, it's too close to the event, which I thought was a little bit rough, to be honest. However, they've said that they will credit me the entry fee, which I can use to enter next year's event or any other events during the year. So in a year's time, folks, I will be competing in the 2025 GS Challenge. You never know how the story is going to unfold. You just never do. And hopefully the next chapter of our story involves breakfast. What beautiful roads. And we have 500 miles of beautiful roads ahead of us because we are doing the NC500. Anybody who's followed the channel will know that about a year ago, just over a year ago, I did it by myself That's a nice lock there. Very nice. No idea which lock it is. Yeah, I did the NC500 by myself. It was this sort of time actually, last year, August. I was attacked, eaten alive by midges. In Aviemore we're going to go and buy some midge spray, because I'm going to stop saying this because it's going to get repetitive, but my midge spray was in the pannier of my GS. So somebody is going to be bite free in France. Yeah, so we kind of thought to ourselves, what can we do in the remaining time we have? We've got 5 days left because we've lost 4 days of the our trip, our time together, with getting ourselves back to England and sorting out bike insurance and getting this bike up and running and on the road, so I had something to ride. Again, thank you to my partner for lending it to me. I am forever grateful. It feels a bit mean when she's not ridden it yet on the road, but she will. She's going to pass a test, I know. And what was I saying? Yeah, Ben's always fancied the NC500. We mulled as a pun, we mulled over whether we should go to Mull and Skye, but when we looked at it, that was the same sort of mileage as blasting up to Inverness and then doing the NC500 and coming home via Fort William and Glencoe. So because Ben's really always wanted to do the NC500, that's what we're doing. It'll be a different take on it from when I did it for a start. We're Airbnb instead of camping, and we're staying in different places, and we're going to have probably a slightly more relaxed ride as well. And as ever, you lot are all invited. Look at that, the road's dry just here, amazing. I'm so not used to riding an old school bike like this that doesn't tell me what gear I'm in. I keep going for the next gear and I'm already in top gear. Right, our first stop, even before breakfast, is fueling the bikes, then we'll fuel ourselves. If memory serves, there is a garage on our right in just a moment. And then breakfast is next on the agenda. This is Aviemore. I just missed the sign. I wasn't filming when it said welcome to Aviemore, but this is a ski resort. We're in the Cairngorms. I've never been here in the winter and skied, but I'm sure it's lovely. I do like the vibe of an outdoors kind of place. I also like the way this exhaust pops when you throttle off. Very nice. There it is, BP garage on the right. 145.9 a litre. How can fuel prices be like that and we just kind of take it for normal now? It's incredible. During COVID it dropped down to 99.9 pence. So, you know, I've probably got a simplified view, but if they can afford to do it for that price, then when there's no demand, why not do it now? Yes, that's pretty good mileage, I think, about 65. I think Ben's getting 70. What are you getting to the gallon? 75 Ben's getting on that Tiger 660 Sport. I think there will be some fuel anxiety going around the NC500 because they're pretty far and few between. So I fill up every occasion I get, even if I only need to put in like a £5 when we're actually on the route. And I only got £8.52 in there. And it's going to be like that every time I see someone. I'm going to fill up, because I can remember being on an Africa Twin right around the top on a Sunday and finding the petrol station shut, and then being really concerned and being down on fumes when I finally found an automated one somewhere. So it's going to be the way it is this trip. I'm just going to keep topping up every chance I get, because this has got less range than the Africa Twin had. Of course, when I did it on the GSA last time, It was a piece of cake. I could have virtually gone round the whole thing on one tank. I think I filled up once at Ullapool. But there you go. I've reset the trip to 0, which I'm doing every time, so I've got an idea. I think I'm, according to the internet, I don't actually know with this bike, but according to the internet I should be okay up to about 140 miles before I have to go on to reserve, and then I should have another 40 miles or so. We'll see. It's going to be interesting around the very top of the NC500, most northerly part, and then coming down the west as well. I think we're okay up the east. I think there's quite a few petrol stations on that side, but not so much elsewhere. Right, next thing is fuel for us. Train station. All train stations should look like that. I probably said that last time I rode through. Oh, it's the Thunder in the Glen Harley Davidson rally. Okay, never went to that one back in the day, but people I knew used to go to it. Right, this is where I stayed before, and if they'll do some breakfast we can see the bikes. Hopefully Ben's going to swing round and come back. I tell you what I do enjoy is the fact that I can just roll this bike backwards easily without having to think ahead loads and loads and loads like I do on the GS, because it's so heavy. This is where I ate last time, and I thought we don't need to lock the bikes up because we can literally see them. We should sit there and coffee and something to eat. Yeah.
And then we done the, you know, the little late road course. There, so we done that. It's actually really good. It was like quite high.
Wow, the bike is ticking over very nicely at the minute. A couple of days ago it wasn't doing that at all. I think these things like to be ran, whereas it's spent its life in a barn on a farm since 2013 up until a few months ago, and it wasn't a closed barn, it was exposed and open, hence all the little bits of pitting on the chrome. But as I say, when we bought this, it was with the intention of doing a rolling restoration. I'm going to sort of get bits re-chromed and etc as we go along, rather than strip it all down every nut and bolt, which is what is going to happen to the Suzuki DR600 that I also picked up on the very same day. That is currently completely in bits, and maybe a bit delayed getting put back together due to the fact that my finances are going to have gone all over the place due to the stolen bike. Never mind, such is life. All good? Let's do it. Right, we were just looking, over breakfast we were just looking at petrol stations, and from Inverness or Tongue or something where there's a petrol station, there's nothing for miles and miles, all the northwest corner and then coming down. So I may even, I don't know, buy a jerry can when I fill up at Wick or somewhere, or Inverness, just to try and make it less likely to run out. I don't know, we'll see how we feel. So with the Thunder in the Glens Harley Davidson rally being on, Chances are, see, or maybe it's just finished. No, it looks like it's just finished actually, or maybe they're just setting up. I have no idea. Chances are I might see a load of hogs about. I'm loving the fact the roads are dry at the moment. Long may it stay that way. So we're already picking up the A9, which is going to take us all the way to John O'Groats. Beautiful forest, not quite the Black Forest, don't know what the name of that one is, but equally as beautiful as the Black Forest. Of course we should be in the Black Forest at the moment. In fact, we'd have been out of the Black Forest by now. We'd have been probably in the Austrian Alps or somewhere, I don't know. Never mind. We can see all the snow poles lining the road just to remind us how bleak it must get up here during the winter months. A very different life living in the Highlands to the one I lead. So we're probably officially starting the NC500 route now. We're on the A9, which is part of the route. We're in Inverness. So I think we can officially say we're on it. Probably pick up a sign for it soon, although as I said in yesterday's video, I think all my videos are coming out in a bit of an odd order now. It's not like it was planned due to bringing out the Black Forest one to reflect the theft whilst it was still somewhat topical. But I do a grand tour of Switzerland on their official grand tour route, which will come out later in the year, and I compare the signposting between the Wild Atlantic Way, the NC500 and the Swiss Grand Tour, and the Wild Atlantic Way is by far the best signposted of all the official tourist routes. I can't remember how many signs we're going to see for this one, but it's easier. It's an easy enough route to follow. 111 miles to John O'Groats, but that isn't our destination for today. We're going to go to John O'Groats, then past it, heading west, calling at Dunnet Head, the most northerly part of mainland UK, and then the night is going to be spent in Tongue. We're going to be riding across that bridge, which is very cool. last did the NC500 a year ago, I mused whilst I was sat on the beach saying I came here as a 8-year-old or something, or a 5-year-old. Looks like Ben's aching. I can see him on a GS at some point. He likes the triple black. Anyway, yeah, I mused. I wonder if I'll ever come back again. It was like 50 years between visits, and I said it's unlikely I'll ever be here again. And yeah, here I am. I would imagine we won't go down to the seafront this time. We'll just ride through. Might stand up myself for a bit, ease my hip and my backside. It's easier standing on the GS because the handlebars are higher relative to the foot pegs, and I wouldn't be leaning over so much, but this is still good. I'm stretching my legs. That's very pretty. Beautiful white beaches at Brora. We're not visiting them today. At Tongue, where we're going to be staying tonight, there's some gorgeous, gorgeous beaches. Perhaps if the weather's still like this and we've arrived early enough, which we should do, we can stop and have a walk or something. So plenty of fuel stations coming up the east coast of the NC500. There's not a lot across the top. See, there's one there and one just a little bit further on. Not a lot across the top, and even less coming down the west side. I'm all right. Yeah, right. He wants me to lead, that's fair enough. It's a straightforward road just to Wick. "66 miles to John O'Groats." Okay, so we've arrived at Wick. I'm 85 miles into my tank of fuel, so we're going to fill up here, and then that's going to have to get us round to Dunnet or something like that, and then it's an interesting stretch after that, and we'll be eking it out, I think. Sky is starting to look a little bit grey. I hope it manages to stay away. By it I mean the rain. Ooh, there's a lot of pumps covered up. Don't like it.
About a mile up.
Okay, is that one that's actually working? No, that's covered as well.
Yeah, I think there's a
Okay, otherwise we're in trouble.
Yeah.
I had forgotten just how good that road was. There's me saying up the east coast, oh, it's just dual carriageways and stuff, it's not really interesting. That was a cracking road.
Yeah, probably the best riding I've ever done.
Yeah, you wait till you do the top northwest corner, even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, fab. I am so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can do a stand-up.
Yeah.
We're only 25 minutes into the break.
Yeah, then we'll have lunch either in the hotel or actually at the visitor centre there's a cafe, but it'll be super expensive. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Well, I really hope Tesco petrol station has some fuel, because otherwise we're in trouble. 3 miles John O'Groats. That's not quite the most northerly point of the UK mainland. Dunnet Head, I believe, is, but everybody kind of takes John O'Groats as where the land runs out. Please let them have fuel here, otherwise it's going to get very interesting very quickly. We're in luck. Good, good. So we're all fueled up. We're 22 minutes, about 16 miles from John O'Groats. So we've just been sat having a meal deal at Tesco, and we've been looking at petrol stations, and the last one we're coming across, running across the top of the coast, east to west, is going to be at Thurso, I think, unless Google Maps is lying. And then after that, the next one is Ullapool, and that's about 140 miles. So I will be on reserve by the time we get to Ullapool, but that's okay. Fat Ben's with me is not too bad actually, because makes it easier, because if I do run out 10 miles short of Ullapool or something, he can go and get a jerry can and come and bring some fuel to me. Hopefully that won't happen though. It is very windy now. See the trees blowing around. It's quite cold. I have no idea how cold it actually is. Whilst we were eating, the sun disappeared and it rained for a little while, but back to sunshine now. Let's hope it stays that way. We're going to get a coffee at John O'Groats and warm ourselves up, get a photo and maybe a bit of video just outside that very, very famous signpost. Nearly there. Some pretty remote houses. That must be wind battered all the time. And then in winter snowed in. That's quite a view, isn't it? Getting really close to John O'Groats now. Really close to that cup of coffee, hopefully. And it's so cold. Specks of rain hitting my visor again. Hope that doesn't continue. So when we come back out, we're going left for Ullapool, or it'll be right when we do. And the road ends here. Campsite doesn't look very busy. That's because it feels like it's the middle of winter. Just down there is the very, very famous sign, which Ben and I are going to have to ride up to. Just be careful. So the obligatory photo in front of the John O'Groat sign has been done. We had a coffee and a bit of a cake, and now we're heading to Dunnet Head, which is the most northerly part of mainland UK. That is our next one. So early next year I may well be up here again. I'm planning to ride as far north as I possibly can in the UK, not the UK mainland. So I'm hoping to go to the Orkney Isles and then the Shetland Isles and to camp. What's making me say that is I just passed a sign for the ferry to the Orkney Islands. I think there's another port that sets off as well, a bit further up the road. But that will be my plan. When and if I do that, it'll probably be sometime around spring, maybe the Easter holiday, somewhere around there. I'll take a different route up through Scotland, go through the centre of Scotland, I think, rather than up the east coast or the west coast. Hopefully I'll be on a new bike, be it another BMW or maybe a Bonneville or something, I don't know. I think my allegiance lies with the BMW, but it's something to have a think about. I'm going to be blown away. So I was talking a moment ago about next Easter going to the Orkney Islands and then the Shetlands. But if the sea was like that, I would be one poorly person. So the fuel situation is thus. We are at Thurso, Bridgend filling station. There is 180 miles to Ullapool from here, and my range, that would be bone dry, I think, if I got there in 180 miles on one tank, literally pushing it at the end. On Google Maps, Ben found a couple of others right in the middle of nowhere on that northwest kind of tip of the northwest part of the peninsula, but my phone didn't find those, so whether they exist or they're open, I don't know. All we can do is fill up here. I've done 45 miles since the last fill up, and then we stand the best chance we possibly do. Ben Loyal Hotel. This is where we're going to be eating later. We've got a table booked for 9. No, we haven't, not 9. We've got a table booked for 8. Look at that view. I apologise if there's lots of wind noise here, because it's windy in Scotland. Beautiful. Well, we've just got back from the pub where we've had a really nice evening meal. I'm absolutely shattered. Here's our room for the night. Luckily, it's father and son because we're sharing a bed, but that's all good. I think Ben was about 6 last time I shared a bed with him. Yeah, what can I say? It's been an amazing day. I'm absolutely knackered. Probably it's all the wind that's buffeting me with the peaked helmet and no wind protection on the front of the bike. But it's been a fantastic riding day. I'm really enjoying riding the Bonneville. It's fun. It's nice and flickable and it's great. Really, really nice bike. I think I'm probably still a GSA person at heart because I'm quite uncomfortable on the Bonnie. We've been riding for 10 hours today and I know it. I really do. Anyway, I've now got loads of files to transfer across off of the GoPro onto the laptop to log this trip. Today's Thursday. The video came out a couple of hours ago for the episode when my bike was stolen, and I am just flabbergasted. I really am. The amount of wonderful comments from you lovely subscribers. It's like a family. You are my Two Wheel Dreamer YouTube family, and I am so touched. Super thanks, and buy me a coffees are coming in. I really don't know what to say, but I will work my way through all the comments. It's going to take quite a long time, and answer them all. And what can I say other than thank you, thank you, thank you. You're so kind. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Tomorrow, the Applecross Pass is on the agenda. Really looking forward to that. And the forecast is supposed to be pretty good. So, double bonus there. Time to say goodnight. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you in the morning, hopefully after a good night's sleep, where we will continue this rescued road trip for my son and I. See you in the next one. Bye bye.